Okay, the idea of the whole shit happening goes like this. When I screamed about in a video about Mexico, 3 hours later, in conversation with my girlfriend, I realized that my brain actually adapted to create the most crazy ideas at the end of 1 minute videos that I have been producing passionately, I should say, in the past 5 years for TikTok. And I took many pages viral, right? So it is interesting that I'm, bipolar and I'm not schizophrenic, but so I have specific psychiatric conditions that cause certain symptoms, of course. Medications don't help, of course. They only suppress the symptoms, but not really. My medications only allow me to sleep. They're psychotic to seduce me so I can fucking sleep, because I can go on for 3 days. Happily. But feet start hurting. I have to put my feet on ice because I have neuropathy. So I cut back smoking severely, and I'm hoping it's gonna go away. I'm smoking only 3 a day. So, logically, it should go away soon. The pain. I'm in perpetual pain, and painkillers don't help, so I don't want to fuck up my liver. So I don't take them because they don't help. Nothing helps. Shit. So it's spreading into my fingers. What am I talking about? So, why did my brain adapt to produce the most amazing fucking crazy ideas absolutely unintentionally, unreasonably, in the end of, it's gonna rain, in the end of 1 minute videos? And that is the most amazing adaptation. So I can source it for inspiration from my own videos. All I have to do is to go back and watch the video from 3 hours ago where I say it would be interesting if there is a location on a locator on TikTok, for instance, called Moon. Moon? There is. Curiously enough. So if I take my ancient alien, copper plates that the legend says that were stolen at archaeological excavations in 1950s by volunteers, the students from New York, and smuggled to New York City and sold on the black market. And Andrei Bogoslowsky has them. And they are unknown origin. We don't know the composition of the metal, and the sciences, the astronomers, cannot decipher the star constellations depicted. Obviously, there's some mathematical formulas because they're repeated patterns. And some formulas look similar to the basic formulas from our physics, quantum physics and classical physics, like E equals mc squared, right? Some designs, so to speak, because they're alien, they look sort of logistically the same as the symbol we use to say in Einstein equation of relativity, energy equals mass times speed of light, right? Twice, quadro. Do you get it? I'm a linguist of 40 years. I'm having a good time developing alien civilization languages for many years now. But now I have decided to make it more complicated and see if I can create a symbol of presumably, fantasized, pretend alien civilization living these maps of the symbol just I told you that looks like Einstein. Can I do this? Can this be done? Yes, it can. I just did it. Do you understand what I can do? So I take those fucking plates, right, at night on my backyard, and I put them in a pan for baking my lamb, and I pour sand on it, and I throw some jewelry. I have some shit, not plastic, but copper and some ancient Russian I dug out in Russia from burials of not Celtic, how do you call them? Skiffs, fuckers who were riding horses. My ancestor, bitches. The great steppes of Russia, the horses, the pre-Indo-European civilization 20,000 years ago. The guys who started riding horses and fucked everybody. Invaded Europe and India and Iran. The Aryans. The motherfuckers who spoke sort of my language, who look like me. The most ancient burial, the most bizarre burial, is 12 miles away, I think, the place where I was born. And it's a burial of bones of dogs, not wolves, dogs. And obviously they were eaten, consumed, cooked in some way. No, obviously by humans and obviously dogs. And those dogs were old dogs, not young dogs. So it's the most bizarre. And if we take this, one of the most ancient traditions in Sparta was called kouros, where teenage boys at certain age, they were taken from their parents. And then they had those dogs with them from childhood. And then the kid would grow up by age 16 or 18 by stealing food. But stealing food from those farmers who were basically slaves working for the landowners, their parents and grandparents and uncles and aunts. So they weren't really punished for this shit that much because, it's your nephew who steals from the slave who you owned. So what are you gonna do? Whip him? It's your nephew, more or less. So they weren't really punished. But the tradition was there in Sparta, for real, historically, we know it. And it actually continued into Rome, I think. There was something in Rome. I forgot its name. And it goes like this. A teenage boy kills his own dog. Imagine that. You live with this dog. This is your best fucking friend of 14 years since you remember your life. You love this dog more than you love your mother. Fuck your mother. Fuck your father. They kick you out of the house, bitches. Now you live in the woods. You're fucking homeless. You wolves come to kill you at night. You don't love your parents, but you love your dog. Because it's kept you from those fucking wolves for many years. You have to kill it and eat it. Imagine that. And that was happening 18,000-year-old bones from 12 miles from where I was born. What do you call this civilization, this Ukrainian burials, skiffs north of the Black Sea? The Greeks called them Amazons, women riding horses, shooting arrows, poison arrows. Kills you about half an hour, takes 20 minutes. It's from snakes. And one of those fucking snakes bit me, bitch. So I was sick for 2 days. And I'm the most bizarre shit, the most surrealistic visions ever could imagine. How old was I? Like 18, I think I still have a scar. Because the meat starts to rot, and there's nothing you can do. You wash with water, it goes deeper and deeper, and then it stops somehow after 2 days. But during the 2 days, you are tripping, seriously. You drink a lot of water, your kidneys probably overwork, Because this shit, now I know what it is, but in Russia back then, there is no remedy, really. So you die because the hospitals, the ambulance from that village, they don't come. Like 6 hours, and I don't think that anybody